What's up, everybody? It's your boy Q. You know who? Back with another video. I think I'm kicking with your boy Q today. Man, I was about to get outside and make a video for y'all. Look at that. Right. So I still might make the video, man. Just sit in the truck and do it. I was gonna be outside the truck, but it's all good. I'm gonna get wet real quick. So I'm raining too bad. Just a little bit. Before we start this video, guys, I get into it. Everything I'm talking about too is for like 1500 series trucks, F-150, Ram 1500s, Chevys, not the 2500 series. I get this question all the time, guys, all the time, via Instagram the most. And that's what will fit my 6-inch lift. Basically, people ask me, can I fit 24x14 on 37s? Can I fit 24x14 with like 36s on a 6-inch lift? Or some people are like, hey, I'm on a 4-inch lift, or you know, whatever the case may be. Can I run 37s, or can I run 37s with 24x12 like you got without trimming? So I want to answer those questions best I can to y'all, to my knowledge. And I'm honestly just gonna start and say this. You can fit anything you want to fit on your truck. You can fit anything, but there's a catch. You can fit 24x14s on a 4-inch lift, sure, why not? But you're gonna be rubbing like crazy. No matter how much trimming you do, you're gonna be rubbing. You can throw 37s by 24 or 14 on a 4-inch lift. You won't be able to turn at all. You probably be able to turn like this much without rubbing, like blah, and you're gonna be rubbing. It's the main thing, guys, is the rubbing. If you don't wanna trim, then you can't run a big setup, or you have to go super high lift kit with minimum trimming. But I'm telling you, the setups that a lot of y'all ask me about, you're gonna have to trim. And if you don't trim, or your lift kit isn't high, you're gonna be rubbing. You won't be able to get a full turn. Like me, I can get a full turn, lock it all the way in my steering wheel without rubbing. I'm on 37 by 24 by 12 if you don't know. So yeah, you can fit anything you want, but you either go trim, and if you don't trim, you go be rubbing. That's all I'm gonna say. It honestly comes down to your tolerance and what you're willing to deal with when it comes to rubbing, and how many turns, when I say turns here, how many turns you got your steering wheel before you start rubbing. Do you want to be able to pop U-turns? Do you don't care about popping U-turns? When you turn, do you have to back up 3, 4, 5 times just to get out of the parking lot? That's stuff you have to deal with when you want to put these big setup on small lift kits, right? Because you're going to be rubbing, you can't get full crank. Let's start with a 6-inch lift kit. The most common thing you see on a 6-inch lift kit was 35, 20 by 10s, right? That's what I had on my first setup. And guys, with that setup, even though it was small, it was a -24 offset, if you're wondering. Guys, they still had to cut my front crash bars out to shop to get those to fit without rubbing. So you're likely going to lose your front crash bars. Let's say we go up a side. Let's say we go 35, 22 by 12. If you didn't know, offset determines how far the wheels stick out. So a 10 wide is usually -24, a 12 wide is usually -44, and the 14 wide is usually like -76, depending on the wheel and how it's made. But that's usually how it goes. Okay, I'm gonna go 35s, 22 by 12s. Well, I still have to trim. The further you push that tire out away from the body of the truck, the more trimming or the higher your lift kit needs to be in order to fit that. A lot of people think the opposite. They think, well, the tires are sitting out further, I can turn more. It's the complete opposite. The further the tires sit out, the more trimming and cutting or high lift kit you need. The closer they are, the less trimming, cutting, or high lift kit you need. Hope that makes sense. So if you want to go 34 by 12, 22 by 12, guys, you're gonna probably need a 6-inch lift kit, and you're probably gonna have to trim as well. It's just a part of the game. And everything I'm saying right here, if I'm saying that you have to trim for a 6, just take what I'm saying. If you got a 4-inch lift kit and you curious, if you got a 4-inch and I'm saying you got to trim for a 6, you're gonna have to definitely trim for a 4. So let's just take that into like a known thing, that if it don't fit a 6, it probably won't fit a 4. So now you want 35s, 24 by 14. That's like the look that everybody's going for. That's the popular look, right? That's like the standard nowadays. Guys, if you're on a 6-inch lift kit, you're gonna have to trim probably your front crash bars, your rear crash bars, and some plastic trimmings to get that to fit a 6-inch lift kit. It's just what it is. It just comes with territory. Now, let's say we want to go up some sizes in wheels and tires. So example, everybody always asks me, Q, I got a 6-inch lift kit. How do I get what you got? 37s on 24 by 12, guys. To get that to clear, so I added Vertex coilovers to my truck. Naturally, those Vertex coilovers raised my front end up. I didn't notice they were gonna do that. I just got lucky. So naturally it raised it up, which helped me out. Even when I got that set up, guys, they had to trim my front bumper. My front crash bar was already gone because of my previous setup. They had to trim the rear crash bars a little bit, and they had to trim some plastics and everything just to get this to fit. And I'm on a 6, probably now close to 7-inch lift, you know, raised up a little bit, and I still had to trim to get that to fit. So that should tell you how big these wheels and tires are trying to be stuffed underneath this truck. But I don't rub at all right now with my setup, guys, at all. And I will tell y'all, I have been looking to go 24x14s, but I want to keep my 37s because I just love the 37s look on these trucks. Guy told me, he's like, bro, you run 37s on 24x14, you go rub hella a lot. He's like, there's no way around it. He's like, you might want to go down to like 36s, 35s, you know? And I'm like, man, I don't want to go down, you know? Which leads me to my point. In order to fit these bigger 37s, 38s, which is what everybody's doing nowadays, guys, you're gonna need a bigger lift kit. You're gonna have to go a 7 to 9 inch McGaughy's or some type of lift kit to fit these setups on these trucks. That's just, it is what it is. You're gonna have to trim, you're gonna have to cut. You gotta pay to play. That's just how it goes. Now, another thing you can do to counter, if you don't want to go 7 to 9 higher inch lift kit, you can drop down the wheel size, or tire size, excuse me. You can drop down the tire size. My boy Deron, he has 36s, 36x15 wide tires on 24x14. He's on about a 6-inch lift kit, FTS lift kit. He did rub when he first bought it, but he took it to another shop and they trimmed some of the plastic off. So now he doesn't rub. So you can drop down to 36s on 24x14 on a 6-inch, you should be okay. You still gonna do some trimming and cutting. Yes, you ain't gonna get past that, but you probably shouldn't rub. Now, if you don't wanna do any trimming or any cutting, guys, man, you can maybe run some, I don't even know, cause I never had to deal with that before. But if you run like 35s, 20x10s, you still might have to cut the front crash bars. But you probably won't have to do as much trimming with your plastics and everything. But if you're just worried about cutting like crash bars and all that, guys, man, I say go like a 4-inch. No, honestly, man, I don't even know. I'm scared to offer advice on that because I have never done that before, and I don't want to say something's gonna fit and it's not gonna fit. I could say, yes, get a 6-inch lift with 33s. That's not gonna look right, I'm be honest with y'all. That's gonna look funky. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna look like you skipped leg day if you put 33s on a 6-inch lift. Let's be real. You need 35s at least on a 6-inch lift. You might can get away with running 35, 20x10s on a 6-inch lift kit with no trimming, no cutting. Maybe. It depends on the shop. I don't know. Mines were cut when I had my 35s by 20s by 10s. So honestly, man, if you don't want to trim, you don't want to cut, and you don't want to do all that, bro, man, just get you a leveling kit and some bigger tires on a Bubba setup. You know, I see a lot of people running Bubba now. I'm personally not a fan of Bubba. That's just my thing, but to each their own. Get your Bubba set up, some 35, 37s, leveling kit, or yeah, and just running like some 18x9s or something. You should be fine with that. I don't know it all. I don't pretend to know it all. That's why we got this community here, Kicking It With Q. A lot of y'all be in the comments helping each other out, guys. So if you know a setup you got that you didn't have to do no cutting, no trimming, drop it below in the comments. Let people see it. 'Cause I'm curious to know myself. Because every setup I've had, there was trimming and cutting and involved. There was no way around it. So comment below what setup you got that you didn't do any trimming, any cutting, and you can still like get full lock and all that out of your steering wheel. I'm curious to see what that is. You got to pay to play when you get into this thing, man. Your 6-inch lift is a good start, you know, for a lot of things. If you're gonna get a lift kit, you want to go 6-inch, get you some coilovers or something that can be raised or something like that, man, that to where you don't have to worry about it in the future, to be honest with you. That way, if you get it and you want to go big, you got the tools and you already got the coilovers and everything to do that. You don't have to go and get coilovers to raise it up even more. You'll be spending more money. So another thing, guys, you're probably thinking, hey, Q, what if I get a 6-inch lift kit like you, go to 7, but I can stretch it to like a 7 or an 8 or a 9. You can do that, guys. I know 2 guys who've done it and had issues. My guy, John, he had a 6-inch rough country lift kit, got the Vortex coilovers, and started raising the coilovers up. He said the ride was so bad, it was so stiff and bumpy up front, he actually lowered it down, went back down in the front, and he just ended up removing the rear block to get the look he wanted. Second guy, my guy D Mills. Y'all know D Mills, very popular. So he's on 36s, I think 24x14s with a 2-inch spacer. Oh, he on 26s, 1 and 2, but he's like on 26s or 24 by like 16 wides. And his truck is raised pretty high on the rough country Vortex coilovers. And he keep ripping his boots on his, I think his CV axle or something like that. His boots keep ripping. And he like, bro, I'm tired of this. I'm actually about to go back down. So yes, you can get a 6-inch lift kit if you want to and stretch that thing to high as you want. But the ride is going to be bad. You're going to run into probably some more issues with the lift kit being stretched, all your components being stretched super high. You're going to start running into some mechanical issues with that lift kit, because those angles are just not meant to be sitting like this. You know, you want to kind of keep the angles as normal as possible. But when they sitting like this, bro, there's a lot of strain, a lot of stress being caused. So it's going to cause some of the components to wear, and you're going to probably start having some issues. So I hope that video helped you out. It's kind of all over the place, man. I did the best I could. You got to pay to play. You want a big setup, be ready to trim, be ready to cut. You can fit anything you want on any of these trucks. just know it comes with a price. You won't be able to get full crank. You're gonna be rubbing when you turn. You have to back up, reverse four or five times just to get parking spots. I'm telling you. So it comes with the price. It's just depending on what price you're willing to pay. All right, I'm gonna sum it up that way. But anyway, guys, that's all I got. It's your boy Q. I'll catch y'all next, baby. Peace.